Hello everyone, and welcome to SUNUP. I'm Lyndall Stout. We begin today with a rundown of the basics for anyone who is new to the cattle business or those who may just want a little refresher. We caught up with our Extension beef cattle specialist, Dave Lalman.
There are a lot of things to consider. I would probably start with the land base. And so they're either going to, be thinking about land that they maybe inherited or purchased, or considering leasing. And so forage production on the land base, and then designing a cattle operation that takes good care of the land, good grazing management and so on is an important factor. Forage production varies tremendously throughout the state. And so an estimation of how much forage that land base can produce is really kind of the place they need to begin. And once they have an idea of that, then they can calculate a proper stocking rate and then think about, well, do I want to feed hay, 3 months out of the year, 1 month out of the year? And of course, that decision will also influence the year-round stocking rate also. But after they've worked through those, they should be able to come up with a reasonable number of animals that they might consider purchasing. That's probably the place to begin.
In terms of breeding, what should people keep in mind, and how much time and expense they really want to invest?
Well, the breeding, if you're talking about a cow-calf production system, that is very important and would be one of the first considerations, because if you're going to keep cows for a number of years, they need to be bred every year or become pregnant every year, so they produce a calf, obviously. And so that means you're either going to purchase a bull or more than one bull, or use more advanced breeding technology like artificial insemination. Most people just entering the industry are probably not going to be comfortable right off the bat with something like artificial insemination, synchronization that goes with it, and all those, really kind of Cadillac programs. So a mature bull can handle anywhere between 20 and 40 cows. So if you only have 5 or 10 cows, then that really becomes a consideration, because you've got one 1,1700 to 2,200 pound animal that you have to keep around on the place either year round if you purchase that bull, or you have to go work something out to lease a bull during the 60-day or so breeding season. So that's a pretty important consideration, and the bull can eat up a big chunk of your grazing resources if you have to keep him on the place with the cows year round.
And that leads us to our next question, which is forage considerations, which, as you mentioned, vary greatly across the state. Yeah, they vary. So in eastern Oklahoma, you might be talking about a stocking rate of, say, 4 or 5 acres per animal, cow-calf pair. In western Oklahoma, you could be talking about 25 acres per cow-calf pair. And so it does vary greatly. Maybe a good way to begin estimate that is if you have historical information available somewhere from a hay meadow in the property or neighboring properties, and find out about how much hay is produced each year. But if you know how much hay is produced per acre, you can multiply it times the weight of the hay, then you'd have a very good idea of an approximate amount of forage production. And then last but not least, overall herd health.
Well, that would be the other thing that I would be thinking about before I entered the industry. People need to generate a good relationship with a veterinarian. A client-patient relationship is what they call that. And you go meet your local veterinarian, sit down with them, ask them, what are your recommendations for a good preventative herd health program in this area? And they'll help you structure, a planned program that you can carry out throughout the year. And the nice thing about that is it should also add value to your cattle come market time.
And for anybody who wants to study this more, there's classes available through the Extension office?
a lot of information available through the extension county offices in particular. One example is the Master Cattleman program. That is really kind of designed for people that are entering the industry. I mean, there are more experienced participants in that program too, but that Master Cattleman program is organized out of the county offices. It's an investment in time, pretty substantial investment in time, but well worth it for especially people who are interested in getting into the cattle business.
Dividends down the road for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. And for more information on the Master Cattleman program that is available through the Cooperative Extension Service, go to sunup.okstate.edu.